we're gonna be doing example builds. Specifically today, the request I had was how to do Oracle openers in lower league, which is the league we're talking about is Plat. So, although in B to GM, I did really suggest that people don't really go crazy on the micro. You know, when you're lower league, because it's hard to handle. The multitasking is what fucking kills you. I'm gonna do Oracle openers in a very simplistic way. I'm gonna try to make Oracle opener as simple as possible. That's the aim here. That's the goal. And we're gonna be doing an Oracle opener against protoss, terran, and zerg. And we're just waiting on Mr. Pagan here. Pagan, you still there, man? Pagan, you there? If Pagan doesn't come back in the next like 10 seconds, I'll get one of you other guys who are still online to possibly play. Okay, he's here. Okay, sec. We're good. We're good. All right. Thanks, bro. Good luck. Have fun. Okay, I can't whisper him. Pagan, I think you're listening to the stream, though. Thanks, man. Good luck. Have fun. Okay, so game one. This is protoss versus zerg. Plat level. Okay? I know it says GM on the top, but don't worry, guys. I'm not going to make this game look like a GM game. I'm not going to do unrealistic things. So if you are somebody who is in the plat range and you think this sounds intriguing to you, you could try it out. This is something you're eventually, like, you're going to be doing these kinds of things anyways, eventually. So I'm not super opposed to it. But yeah, we're still going to be doing just keep in mind, this game is not going to be all about the Oracle harass. The opener will be Oracle, but it's going to very heavily be about how to utilize Oracles to macro. That is what it's honestly going to be about. Like, we're going to go for possibly like one attack with the Oracles and then just chill defensively with them and go into a standard build. It's, like, Stargate builds are pretty safe. Alright. So we're chilling. We're going into, you know, our expandola. Our expansion. Just leave your probe here until you build the gateway off of the pylon. Right now. Now you can go scout the zerg. We can take our gas. We can chrono boost. We're on the Australian server right now. Holy shit. It's okay. Yeah, so, you know, scouting them up. What we're really looking for is an expansion here. If there was no expansion, you would need to do delayed natural, and you would need to wall your natural off with, like, a zealot and gateway core. But since he is expanding, there's his spawning pool. There's no pressure. It's very, very easy peasy. So what we can do now is take a 20 Nexus, send our probe back to our base, though it's scouting one, and we can now take a core. And go back up to our mineral line. And we can take another gas. And build another pylon, and we're good. Keep building probes. As soon as that next pylon's done, we can chrono boost out another probe. Let's make one stalker and a warp gate really fast. This way, if we get here's the reason why this is so good. Number one, if we get baneling busted, it makes our life so easy because stalkers absorb banes by far the best out of any unit out of the gateway because it's the only unit out of this whole selection that is not light. So baneling busts are way easier to deal with when you open this way. Secondly, you can deny scouting too from an overlord if the overlord flies in your base right away. So it's got double purpose. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and right around like 32 supply or so, like right about now when we can afford it without stopping probe production. Go ahead and take a second gate. And we took our Stargate as soon as we could. We can go and chrono boost our nexuses again, our nexi. Take our gases. This build is going to be a little bit more heavy on the gas department, so we're going to take our gases right around half saturation on the natural. And get ready to build our oracle as soon as we get the minerals, like right now. Okay, so we have an oracle started, and we're going to go up to like 2 or 3 oracles. I'm feeling 2, honestly. 3 is more for constant harass. 2 is good for scout poke and also defense. And we're gonna make a couple sentries too right now, like 3. And this is good. The reason why sentries are good here too. And now at this point too, we can start a shield battery at our natural, right around like 50 supply. The reason why this is good is because if he all-ins us, we can react to an all-in very strongly. Okay, we have the oracle's out, so we're gonna focus on the oracle while constantly making probes. Keep making probes while we send the oracle to his base. We're just literally gonna right-click like his third first, because we want to check not only where his bases are, but we want to also kill shit if we can. Okay, just keep making probes and start making stalkers now. And there's a third base with a spore crawler at it. Let's not fuck with that yet. There's a nothing at his natural. No defense. And his main base has a spore at it. Okay, so let's go into his natural, because it has no spore, right? We just went through all of his bases. We're still making probes in the process, and stalkers. While our other oracle goes across the map, like right here, go like this. Shift, right-click this, hold shift, build nexus, click it. Okay, now let's focus on the oracles for just a second. Let's do this. Go in, turn on the beam, focus fire drone. Focus fire drone, 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 focus fire drone. Okay. We just lost our oracles. Build 1 more. But what we did do is we killed probably like 5 drones, 6 drones. And we also forced static D out of him and more queens. So, good shit. Cool. Cool beans. Okay, let's go ahead and, you know. But again, the big thing is it's not about how much constant oracle harass we're doing. Like, if things wouldn't have been so prepared for him, we could have potentially done a fuckload more damage, but he was really prepared for that oracle. So, it's okay. Now we have 1 more oracle chilling in our natural, or I mean in our third. It's going to our third right now. And at this point now we're going into more gates. We're going into a robo, and we're going into a Templar Archives in a minute. Okay, let's transfer some probes. We can chrono boost our probes out again. Go look at more gates. And now this time, let's make like a static D, or I mean a stasis word rather. We'll just use this for a stasis word. And we're just chilling. Okay, let's make a Templar Archives. Let's go ahead and get charge on the cyber, or on the whatever it's called, the thingy. Okay, bring my whole army down here. Help this base. We can right click our probes and just right click a gas, so they don't all die right now. And then go back to mining minerals. And warp in some units. And we move towards that. Okay, go back to the stasis units. Go back down and kill it. And we can go and make another stasis word again. Okay. Good shit. Now, we can start a 4th base. We're still making probes, by the way, constantly. We're still making another base. I mean, sorry, we're still making probes, so yeah, we're going to take another base. Rally point all my shit to like right in front of my base right now. We can take another few gates right here, just to make sure this is like really defended well. Like another pylon right there. Makes it harder for the zerglings to get in my base. And now let's start going into like zealots and archons, because we're gonna start making archons. So zealots would be a good addition to that. Okay, and now let's go ahead and take like maybe a couple hallucinated phoenix and go like this. One, shift right click on the bottom side of the map. One, right click shift on the top side of the map. Like just click all the expansions. Take our oracle to our next base and let's throw down another fucking trap. And maybe make a couple batteries here as well while we're at it. Keep making probes and keep making immortals. Throw an observer in there. We haven't made an observer yet. That's not good. So like we found a base. We're gonna go kill that in a minute. Or try to. So notice, again, notice how we opened Oracle, but we're not fucking tunnel visioning the Oracle all game. The Oracle is now literally just for base defense. That's all it's doing. And we were gonna make 2 or 3. I would have made only 2 if I would have gotten some damage done and saved the 2. But I made 3 because we sacked the 2 to kill drones. So it's whatever. Okay, let's go save that base. Everything. Go attack. Make some zealots. Also, I am rapid firing warpins right now. I guess I might want to stop doing that. I can throw a guardian shield up. I can tell you how we're doing that, but for now, I'll tell you after this game. For now, let's not do that anymore. I kind of forgot about that. But long story short, if you want to figure out how to do rapid fire warpins, go watch my video I made for Masters 3. Just you don't have to watch the whole thing, just the very beginning 5 minutes of it. Masters 3 protoss. I teach you how to rapid fire. It's very fast. If that's something that appeals to you and you're like, fuck, I want to do that now, go for it. But for now, all we're doing now is we're holding shift and clicking. Put it on some force fields. We take our oracle and let's make another stasis trap, like right there. And let's also transfer some probes. It's a little oversaturated. We can take another base. Okay. And now let's go ahead and do another round of units. Make some archons this time. Just wait for my archons to reconnect with my units, because right now, look at this army. It's very susceptible to like banelings. It's very, very susceptible to banelings. So let's just take a second and fucking regroup ourselves. There's no guarantee that he does or doesn't have banelings right now, but if we just take a second and make like 2 rounds of archons, we're gonna be way better off. Because archons are like the anti-baneling unit, like pretty hard. Meanwhile, we can throw down some static D at our new bases. That's good. Make another round of archons. And now we're maxed again, and we can go for a new attack. So make some archons out of that. Get another weapon upgrade for our forge. And let's go. Okay, so he's attacking me with mutas. So let's just go ahead and build cannons elsewhere. And go attack his base. Like, I'm not going to chase this all day. A lot of people make the mistake of chasing this all day, and it's not a good idea. Like, we can actually chrono boost our nexus, recover our probes faster, and just hold down, make probe. Just literally hold it down. Like, make a lot of fucking probes. Go like this. Attack. Shift. Attack. Attack. And we'll just let our army do our thing. Or do its thing. Now let's fix... Okay, this base is pretty fucked. Let's worry about other bases. We can make... I guess we can warp in some archons defensively for now. Maybe get rid of the mutas that way. Keep making probes. Okay, he backed off on this base. Go attack those mutas. We can repower these gates. Keep making probes. We can keep chrono boosting probes too, and the upgrade for Forge. Okay, we are getting oversaturated on this base, so let's fix that. Send like rally that Nexus to there, because we're just looking at numbers above the Nexus right now and building probes. That's all we're doing. I mean, he went for a base trade, so I don't give a shit about my army, right? I really don't care. I care about this, making sure we're okay against mutas. And the mutas have been mostly cleaned up by now. And there we go. So we care about fixing the base more than base trading. Because all we gotta do with base trade is literally go A move, shift A move, shift A move. Just don't click a building. Never click a fucking building. Make sure when you A move around his base, you like A move the ground all the time. Always A move the ground. Every fucking time. Do not fucking click a building, because if you click a building and you shift A move somewhere else, what's gonna happen is if he has an army here that's blocking me, my units are just gonna walk into it. Like, imagine this is, let me give you an example of what this is like, okay? Because people might not understand. Imagine if these 5 Archons were my Protoss army and the rest of this units were Zerg, all right? This is what it would look like. If I said A move that, shift A move that, and then go there. This is what it would look like. Okay, well, I already kind of just fucked that up, but this is what it would look like. Your units would just walk into their death. Like that. They wouldn't do anything. They would just get fucking owned while they try to go forward to attack a building. So make sure you never do that. But yo, thank you for playing, Mr. Pagan. GG, man. So what did we learn in that game, guys? Oracle, you can force reactions out of your opponent. You can also possibly do damage. Doing damage is a bonus. It's not a requirement in Platinum League. I'm going to tell you right now. It is not a requirement to do damage. So when you watch 2 Oracles fly into his base and just go, like 4 or 5 drones died, and then they just they died. The Oracles died. A lot of players would be like, oh, dude, I don't know about that. Might not have been worth it. Oh, man. But realistically, we don't give a shit about maintaining Oracle micro and constantly picking 1 drone off here, 2 drones off there, 1 drone off here, 2 drones off there. That takes very, very high level active play of Oracles. It's way too fucking focused on Oracle micro. Way too focused. All we did was, again, we flew around. We scouted his bases. We scouted for an opening. We saw one base didn't have a spore. He skipped a spore on one base at first, and then he built it later. And then we just took a chance. We were like, okay, this base seems like the least defended, and now we have 2 Oracles. And the reason why 2 Oracles is good to wait for, if you saw a mineral line with 0 defense and just drones, and you had 1 Oracle, that's okay to engage that, because even if there was a queen there, 1 Oracle can 2-shot a drone, and you'll be able to easily kill a ton of drones if they don't really have a spore there to defend themselves. But if I were to fly my Oracle into a spore crawler and a queen, when I only have 1, I guarantee I'm only going to kill like maybe 2 drones, and my Oracle's going to die, because that is going to kill my Oracle so fast. But if you have 2 Oracles, sure, your Oracles will still die relatively fast, but you can 2 Oracles can 1-shot a drone together. So you're just 1-shotting drone, and all you got to do is literally, as you fly in, you turn on your beam and you physically go attack drone, attack drone, attack drone, attack drone. You just literally attack the drone. You click the drone, attack, click the drone, attack, attack, click the drone. That's it. And then you just kill as many as you can. Call it a day. And then if you really want, if you're like, nah, fuck it, I want to make sure I'm okay here, you can always back your Oracles up, or you can, if they die, you can make another one, just like 1 more. Always have it just 1 or 2 if you have the 2 that are still left over from the beginning. And you just start making stasis wards around the front of your base. Just make fucking stasis wards. Because you know what that does? It destroys Zerg all-inners that don't realize that there are stasis wards there, and like a third of their army gets just stasised, and then it's like, oh shit, well, this is way easier to defend now because the Zerg is literally stasised out. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. And you just play a standard game after that. You can go... I like to go Sentry Stalker as an opener because it's very defensive against all-ins. It's very, very strong against all-ins. And then it just flows well into the mid-game. And then after you have, like, we're talking like 15 Stalkers, you can start going into Archon Immortal Charge Lot. And still have your Stalker Sentry. Like 3 sentries and like 15 stalkers, and then just make mass charge lot Archon Immortal. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Anyways, thank you very much for playing, Pagan. I need another opponent, guys. Protoss or Terran around plat range. If you guys wouldn't mind, hit me up. Hit me up. Let's fucking do this. Let's fucking do this, guys. So, yeah, I'll profile, or, okay, everyone actually went offline, or is in a game now, shit. Chat, if there's anybody who is around plat level, that is Terran or Protoss, if you log in and you message me off of the ladder, the Grandmaster list, you can message me as rank 95. I'm still there. Okay. Did we get one? Alright, we'll do you. Leah Bubble. Let's do your Terran. Screw it. Diamond 3. Let's go. Thank you very much, Leah Bubble. Do the same map just because it's super standard. Much love. Much love, Leah Bubble. Much love. Alright, good luck. Good luck, have fun. Alright. Here we go, guys. Leah Bubble. Thank you. Protoss versus Terran. Okay, so now how are we going to do Oracle Opener against Terran? Simple. We're gonna make it. And keep in mind, after this game, guys, I'm gonna need a Protoss player if you guys want to participate as well. Because I want to do one game of each matchup. Okay, so make the gateway and go scout. This time we're not building in front of the natural. We'd like to build in front of the natural against Zerg because it's nice to have a wall off at your natural to expand and prevent yourself from dying to like speedling floods. But against Terran, we're just gonna build next to our what's it called? Next to our mineral line, so that the Reaper can't constantly run through my base. And then our lives are great. How much armor do your units gain while you're wearing the chainmail?
I like these training sessions. Keep them going. Smile.
Yo, Squiggly, thank you very much for the 10, dude. Much love. What do you mean chainmail? Let's take our natural. And we saw one gas opener. It looks like he's gonna probably expand. We're expanding as well. And we did the same thing again. This time we went core 20 and then Nexus. You can go Nexus core as well. It's fine. But stop making probes for just a second when you hit 20 supply, and we confirmed he expanded. Stop making probes for just a second when you hit 20 supply and just make your fucking core and Nexus and then go further. I know in Beta GM I said never stop making probes, but it's actually better against Terran if you against everything really. Just stop making probes for a second when you hit 20 supply, and get your fucking thingy. Your Nexus and your core. He's calling your hoodie chainmail. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This hoodie's sick, dude. It's fucking awesome. Okay, Oracle's coming out. Let's go ahead and throw down our Stargate now. Did I say Oracle's coming out? I meant to say Stalker's coming out. I don't know what I just said. Okay, let's put a pylon over here. This allows us to see if the Reaper comes back into our base again before it's actually in my mineral line. Let's rally my Nexus to my natural and start chrono boosting both of them. Make a sentry again. And we can put another pylon as well in front of my natural. Okay, we're making an oracle. Chrono boost my probes again. And this time we're not taking gas ridiculously fast at my natural because we're not super prioritizing sentries this time. We're making like 1 and we're gonna call it a day. It's fine. So I'm gonna take my gas when I hit about like 15, 16 instead of when I was at 8. Which is, we can take our gases like now. Take a couple more pylons in the sides of my base. This way if Widow Mine drops me or something, I have defense against this. And let's make like 1 battery here. And the reason why this is a big deal is because we don't have a ton of defense because we're going into air harass oracle. So we need something that'll supplement a little bit. And now we can also go into a robo and like another gateway. Because we're not going Stargate all game. We're just opening with it. Take our gases. Okay, fly into his base a little bit. There's a Widow, or I don't, that could be Widow Mines, but there's a drop coming. Let's get ready to take our 3rd. Fly into his base. Be careful. Okay, let's kill. It looks like an open mineral line, so it's open season, boys. Let's let it go ham. We're literally just A-moving it. Okay, now focus fire, because the Marines are here. Kill like maybe 1 more and run away. We can save it, so let's try and run away. Okay, we're good. Now look, I see. This is why you build pylons on the side of your base. Let's build an observer, and let's keep making stalkers. Keep making probes. Make another pylon. Pylon. Okay. Right click just away from the inner line. It's fine. Okay, our observer's almost out. Wait for the observer to get here and kill this last. You can see the divots of the Widow Mines. There's 1 there, and there's 1 there. Okay, take our probes now and mine back in the mineral. 3 gas, 2 gas, mineral. Pull that 1 back. There we go. Cool. Now let's go ahead and get a double forge. This time we're gonna go double forge is always so good against Terran. And we're gonna do the same shit again, guys. Sentry stasis ward. Alright, I don't know why I said sentry. But stasis trap. Stasis trap. Another stasis over here. This makes our lives really easy if this dude were to attack us. Fix our mineral saturation. We're oversaturated on the natural. And let's make a Twilight Council. We can also throw down a few more gates. And we'll do the same exact thing we did. Except the only difference is going to be this time, we're going to only make like 1 sentry instead of like 3. But it's still going to be Stalker Sentry into Charge of the Archon Immortal. Just make our lives super easy. Like make the build order super easy peasy. Doesn't have to be super fucking complicated. So how many Stalkers do we have right now? We have 8. Let's make a few more. Okay, let's get charge. Chrono boost my upgrades now. Throw down like a stasis ward in my main or something in case he drops it. Make a couple more things. Gates, I mean. Let's also take our Temple Archives for Storm. Or, not Storm, sorry, for Archon is what I meant to say. And let's take another base. Okay, we can take our sentry and we can go like this. Phoenix, Phoenix, move 1 on the bottom side of the map, shift click 1 out, move 1 on the top side of the map, and there we go. Okay, let's grab our army. And let's go attack him. Warp in some zealots. Turn our oracles on their beam, just because. We might actually lose this base. Okay, looks like we're gonna lose this base. So run our probes away. Just run the probes away, it's fine. Run up. Keep chrono boosting upgrades. And keep making units out of our gates. This is when you don't, this is when you want to not freak out. A lot of people will be like, we're dead! We're fucking dead! Take our probes and go right click this mineral patch right here. Okay, make another. Make it now. Now we can make a round of Archons. Be careful with the probes so they don't run in and die. Because, yeah, just be careful with them. They're running through possible death right now. Let this finish, because he's right there. Okay, pull back for just a second. Wait for the Archons to finish. Okay, and Chrono Boost upgrades. And now we got all of our shit. Let's make another round of Zealots and let's go. We can select all army. And we can just A-move it. Now focus on macro again. Take another base down here. Keep making probes. Okay. Keep making Archons. Keep making Immortals. Keep making all that shit. What is this music? This is World of Warcraft music. Yo, Asian Snob. Asian SOB. Thank you very much for the sub, dude. Appreciate the prime. Thank you, thank you. Take our gas. Take Nexus. So you guys know what those oracles did? Like, I almost died right there, sure, but those stasis wards stalled out his push a lot. Like, his push kept getting fucking stasis repeatedly. So, although I lost my base at my third, we just ran our probes in a circle and went to a different base, and we just kept macroing in the process, and we had, you know, once charge finished, we just ran his army over. So it totally worked. It's like totally fine. It worked out just fine. That's pretty standard too, with the shit that can happen to you against Terran. Like if the Terran plays really hyper aggressive, it sometimes can be pretty hard to defend initially. It's pretty normal. You just gotta not panic. Okay, let's go ahead and make a few more gateways, like another 4. And then let's get ready to go attack. Look at our economy. We're at 80 probes, guys. We're looking fantastic. Let's send some new probes this way. Check our bases really fast. This needs to be fixed. Send some more probes up here. And we're good. Send some probes elsewhere again. And now let's send one zealot on the bottom side. Let's send one zealot on the top side. Shift A move every base. Make a few Archons again and make some zealots. We can make like 2 more gateways again because we have a lot of money. And we're maxing out, so we want to remax. Let's start chrono boosting upgrades again. And now as soon as my zealots find a base, we're going to go. What base am I going to go attack? And we're just about to max out too. Now while we're waiting for just a second, let's make like 1 cannon per mineral line. 1 cannon, 1 cannon, 1 cannon. 1 cannon, 1 cannon, 1 cannon. This is just in case he does like a Widow Mine drop or there's a base right there. Let's go there. In case he does like a Widow Mine drop or in case he goes for like what's it called? Banshees or whatever, you know, annoying things. Also, this might not be he. I don't know if Lee is a guy or a girl. And just A move it. Literally A move, shift A move, shift A move, shift A move. Notice how we didn't click a building. Now macro. Seriously, this still applies. And a lot of people always think about this and they're like, ViBE, why are you showing off right now? I don't understand why. Just look at your army, bro. Multitasking is the bane of every player's existence in StarCraft. Multitasking. Multitasking. The more you do shit that is not important, the less effective you're going to be at maintaining what is important, which is you're not supposed to win the game off of 1 push and that's just always what you think. You're supposed to literally hammer your opponent over the head again and again and again and again and again. If you can out macro your opponent, which is what that is, you will. Your first push might not win, but your second push or your third push or your 4th push will. And it's a test of macro with you and your opponent to see who can last longer. Like, who can actually maintain solid macro throughout the game at a high pace for a longer period of time? And if the answer is you, you're gonna fucking like look at this next army. It's gonna probably be really hard for the Terran to deal with. That's just how it goes. Keep chrono boosting upgrades. Keep chrono boosting immortals. At this point, our 3-3 is done. Let's just start chrono boosting gateways now too, just to get faster warp-ins. Okay, we got a brand new army. Let's put the pressure on again to the exact same base we just hit. And you see there's an extra command center here, so he's probably taking this again. Let's just go attack that base right now. Let's go right now. So A move. A move here first. Get my army grouped up. Get everything grouped up like right there. Okay, there's a lot of liberators there. So maybe let's go a different angle. Oh, fuck it. Who cares? A move, shift 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 A move. We A move inside the walls so we can hit the wall. You know, we shift right before it so our units get on the wall. GG! And there you go. It's once again, it's the macro, right? It's the macro. It's always the fucking macro. And the more you micro, the less you macro. All you gotta do is fucking macro. Because ideally, what you want to do is, ideally all you want to do is you want to, you want to be able to macro. And the thing that I think a lot of people find misleading and they don't understand is that people will generally think to themselves, I can micro my army though. Like, I don't understand why I can't. I totally can handle that. But when you multitask, or sorry, when you don't have the multitasking to micro and also macro perfectly, you fall behind. You always are falling behind. And players don't respect that enough. Like, they just don't. They really don't. So, if you just focus on your macro, the faster you get at your macro, the more time that'll be freed up for you to then micro. Like, the whole point is that you're gonna eventually micro and macro at the same time. You're never gonna do one or the other. You're gonna do both. But a lot of people do one or the other because they over micro too much too early when they learn StarCraft. They just stop macroing when they micro. Just look at this really fast. Just really quick. Look at supply, resources, and production. Watch these. Let's just see what happens. So the Terran is still macroing. Okay, so we're both macroing. This Terran's playing well, for the most part. Like, there still is production happening during the you know, microing liberators and shit like that. But look at this. We'll go back one more time to look at the supplies. So we're both maxed out. We both maxed. But then now if you fast forward it, after the trade happened, we lost our entire army. The liberators are still there. So the Terran overall should have won that fight. It's a pretty close trade. I guess we did kill the army here as well earlier. But yeah, overall pretty close trades. We're now mining more because we ended up losing our army, but we also killed an economy. One of the economies. But now, because we focused on macro, look at that. We're maxed again. And again, this is exactly what I said. It's not about your first attack always having to win the game. And that's when you over micro, that's what happens. When people just focus, they're like, I maxed out once. Now let's only micro all game. Oh shit, I didn't win. Now let's try to go back and make a new army again. You don't have these timings where you hit them again when you're maxed and they're not. It would be like the Terran would be 130 and I would be like 142. Because I would have also, you know, delayed my own max out because I would have been like, well shit, I was neglecting my gateway counts. I wasn't chrono boosting. I wasn't doing etc, etc. I wasn't transferring my probes properly. You know what I mean? Like, you have to really stay on top of everything macro wise, and it all adds up super hard to allow you to do things like max out, max out, max out. So again, although this was an Oracle opener, it still doesn't change the pace of the game that hard. It's really just about the fundamentals of your gameplay, of macro. It's always about your fucking macro. And this time around, we just had enough to just run the Terran over. And again, look, we're macroing again. We're producing non-stop a brand new army all over again. As soon as things start dying, things start getting replaced. So, yo, Leah Bubble, thank you very much for playing. Much love. That was the Protoss versus Terran. Now, finally, we're looking for a Protoss versus Protoss. I got messaged a second ago. Made it to Plat 3 today with my Protoss. Alright, that's fine. I just want to play anyone in the Plat range. Ideally. Let's do this. Morage. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Jared plays guitar. Thank you very much for the sub, dude. Jared plays guitar. Thank you, man. Thanks, yo. Nice. Nice, guys. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Alright. So now we got a Protoss versus Protoss. Again, this is a Oracle opener based theme here for plat level. And we use the oracles. What's the common theme here that we keep going for? We force reactions out of our opponent. If we can, we kill workers. And finally, as soon as all said and done, we just fall back to stasis wards. That's all we're doing. And we'll just keep making stasis wards with the oracle until the oracle dies. But as soon as it dies, once it's in the stasis ward phase, we're not going to rebuild it again and again and again. It's kind of over at that point in time. It's no longer a factor. Okay, so now, yeah, we're just chrono boosting our stuff. So against Zerg, we did a Gate Core Nexus again, or Gate Nexus Core. Against Terran, we did Gate Core Nexus, and against Protoss, we're gonna go Gate Core Nexus. Just to be on the safe side. It's just to be on the safe side. And we're gonna scout him when we send out a second probe. Also, don't let our gas get stolen. Don't ever let your gas get stolen in PvP. That's the worst. It's the fucking worst, dude. Build our core. Build a pylon. The reason why Gate Core Nexus is good in PvP is because if your opponent does heavy gateway pressure and you go one gate expand, you're gonna die. Like, you will die. So you kind of need to open up double gate against Protoss. It's just kind of how it works. So there's double gate core as well for my opponent. And cool, let's get out of here. So this time we're gonna go Stalker Sentry and a warp gate. Now we can send our probe home. We're gonna expand. We're going to expand. We're not turning this into an all-in. Like, I don't want you guys to be going for proxy oracles and shit like that, because again, that forces you to have to micro your way to victory and not macro your way to victory, and that is misleading as to how you should be playing this game. It makes the game, like, you could, either way it could get you the win, but it's like, do I want to take the way that's really hard or the way that is like doable and helps me like evolve as a player? Gradual progression is much better than like ridiculous skill jumps that you have to have. And a skill jump would be proxy oracle. Gradual progression would be just opening with a Stargate like this and then going into pressure and, you know, going into the standard shit after that. So we're gonna go ahead and throw a Hussein Phoenix at his base. We can right click here, shift, right click there. Good shit. Keep making probes. We can actually chrono boost our probes. Let's go ahead and take another pylon. And we're still making stalkers too, in the meantime. So we made Stalker Sentry, and then we're making Stalker. Now we're making an Oracle, and we see he's going for a Stalker Sentry, and he's going Robo. Okay, that's all. Who cares? I don't give a shit what he makes, but now we know for sure. Keep making stalkers. Let's make 2 oracles again this game. Send the first one to his main. Most people will do this. They will leave their army at their natural. Most people will do that. So always go for the main in PvP. Every time. With your first oracle. Okay, go ahead and take our gases. Let's go ahead and take a couple more pylons. And let's get ready to throw down our robo now. So we're going to go into immortals. And let's just test now with our oracle and see what we can do. Turn it on and kill probes. Just like we did against Terran. Okay, he's running, so we'll just A move, right click the ground. A move, right click, A move, right click. Run away, go here. I know I'm talking kind of fast, but I'll try to explain again. So when we A move the area, we go like this. Right click, A move a probe. Right click, A move a probe. Right click, A move a probe. Okay, right click, just right click away now because it's out of energy. We have a new oracle. We can actually grab it and go to the natural. Take a second. Make some stalkers. Send the oracle in. Turn on it, the beam. A click, right click. Okay, just leave now. Who cares? Run away. It's all you do. All you do. I know that I was talking kind of fast because it's really hard to like break that down and explain it all at the same time. But all you do is you right click for distance and like get close and then A click a probe. And then as soon as you A-click a probe, you can right-click in, A-click a probe. You just do it over and over and over. It's just repeated. Okay, let's go ahead and throw down some more gates now. And now we have about like roughly about 10 stalkers, which is solid as fuck in PvP as well. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw down our Forge, our Twilight Council, and like 4 more gates. And now we can also take a 3rd base. And then we're gonna, as soon as our council's done, we're gonna go into a Templar Archives, and we can go into Archons. And now let's start making stasis wards. And we're no longer attacking with oracles. We did the one attack, just the one, at the start of the game, and our opponent didn't really have defense in place. His units were at his natural, like we called. So we happened to get a lot of damage done there. That was really strong amounts of damage. We're getting charge, we're getting +1 weapons, and we're getting immortals. And now we're just making immortal Archon charge lot. Rally all my nexuses to my 3rd. Make sure my mineral lines are well saturated. In chronoboost probes. Okay, make zealots. Take another like stasis ward up here. So in total we got like 13 probe kills. We got 11 on one and we got 2 on the other. Now if you would have lost these oracles, if you were trying to micro like that and you lose the oracles and both of them die, that's when you make a 3rd one, just to do what I'm doing now with these stasis wards. That's it. But if they live, if 1 or 2 of them live, do not make another oracle and just use the leftover oracle that you have and make stasis wards. But again, all we do with the oracle is we do that one early game attack and that's it. What do stasis wards do? If a unit walks into this radius, it explodes for a bigger radius and disables units in the area for like 30 seconds or 20 seconds. 21 seconds. It's pretty fucking good. Defensively. It synergizes well with the fact that we opened Oracle. Okay, so our 3rd base is our 3rd base is looking pretty well saturated. At this point now, let's just go ahead and max out on Charge the Archon Immortal. It's kind of scary in Protoss versus Protoss to realistically like, just keep making probes, it's fine. We're worried about macro right now still. It's still the primary objective here. Just keep macroing, keep spinning all your gateways on cooldown. This is what you should be looking at a lot. Your gateway refresh. Like every other task should be like, how many gateways are ready to go? Do it. Over and over and over. 3rd base is full saturated. Start rallying to the 4th. And transfer some probes as well that are oversaturated in the main. Keep chrono boosting like immortals and forge upgrades. Oracles, stasis, stasis. So you also got to realize stasis has a timer. It lasts for just over 3 minutes, 3 minutes and 10 seconds. So you will have to replace them if nothing happens and you're like not maxed yet and you're almost ready. But we just keep putting it in front of our bases. Do not stack them close like this because they set each other off. Space them out like this, always. But they're so fucking good if you do that. And now so let's send one zealot on the top side, shift A, move it all over. Send one zealot on the bottom side, shift A, move it all over. We're looking at every potential base our opponent could have. Chrono boost out immortals and weapon upgrades. And now let's go ahead and attack. As soon as we see a base, we're going to go attack. Let's also make a few more gates because we totally could afford to use more gates now. Because we're maxing out and we're going to... This is when... A lot of players don't do this. The money we're going to have as a bank is going to get ridiculous now. So we're not going to be like, yeah, 6 gates will remax us. No, we want to have like fucking 16 or like 20 gates. So what did I just make? I now have... I now have 16 gates. That's enough for now. So, good shit. Okay, now we found his base. Let's go attack. It's right here. We can also do what he did too, where we can put a cannon in mineral lines in case he goes DTs. We could even start a new base right now. Just because we'll start mining out of other bases. Now, let's kill these rocks because they're probably going to be in the way. And there he is. Okay, back up. Let's grab our oracles and just go like this. Revelate. Now we can see where this person goes. Grab our army. So just select all army. I don't give a shit what you do. But look, he's standing right there. And look, there's positioning here. Attack this base. Forget about it. And go back to our base and just make sure upgrades are rolling. We're good. This base is now dead. And, okay, let's A move here. Shift A move. Shift A move. And go back to macroing while this happens. So, Immortal. Round of Archons. Okay, we just spent all of our gas on Archons. So now, let's rotate into Zealots. And Chrono Boost out. Immortal plus Forge. And let's start Chrono Boosting on our gateways because we have a lot of Chrono. Make Archons. Transfer probes while we're waiting for the gateway cooldown. No probes are ready to be no other probes are ready to be transferred out the ones we just grabbed. Make more Zealots. With the gateways we just chronoed and all that shit. Look at our supply. We're almost maxed again. Chrono Immortal, Chrono Forge. And we are maxed. Shit's dying a little bit, but yeah, we keep hitting max and going off of it. So let's take our new army again and go like this. A move, shift, A move, shift, A move. Call it a day. Again, just let it be. Now check probes. Good, 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 good. All we want to make sure is that everything is mining properly. You hear that? Mineral cluster expended. Fix that shit. If you fix it immediately, you're just banging. You're just cranking out the resources like a fucking champ. And we have right now we have 80 probes. We just made a couple more to go up to 80 just to make sure we're sitting at a solid, healthy number. Chrono boost out Immortals and Forge upgrade again, and we're still maxed. Okay, let's take another base while we're waiting. And at this point too, we could just make some more gates. Let's make like another 4 gates. Go up to like 20 gates now, because again we're developing a bank, and the goal is to remax like ASAP every time we lose a fight, or every time an army dies. So let's do it again. Let's make some more new supply right now because shit's dying. GG. And now once you get to a point like this where you have like 24 production facilities, I would say that's pretty good. Like you don't need to go beyond that. If we're playing a full 80 supply, 80 to 85 worker supply range of what we have, That's pretty solid. About 24 production facilities is pretty fucking solid, and we have 2 robos, 1 Stargate, and 20 gateways. So we have 23 production facilities. We're not really using the Stargate anymore, but it's okay. So we really have 22 production facilities, if you think about it, for what we're actively using, which is still solid as fuck. And we're maintaining good saturation everywhere. Mineral field's exhausted again, so you would fix that. You need to listen for that shit. You need to pay attention to that shit. As long as you maintain good saturation, you just crush the economy, and you just always max. Max. And if we back it up, you know, you can look at it. Then again, what was this game all about? Yes, it's still Oracle openers. It is still Oracle openers, but it's so heavily focused on macro afterwards, standard macro afterwards. So here's the proper way to micro this. If you're platinum, just attack a probe. Like here's it's 2 ways. There are 3 ways to micro it, and I want you to do 2 ways if you're platinum. Okay, and if you're diamond, 2 ways. If you're masters, you can start practicing the 3rd way. If you're GM, you should probably already know how to do the 3rd way. Here's 3 ways to micro this. Number 1, this is the easiest way out of all. If there are no hostile units in the area or cannons, nothing hostile, nothing that will shoot your fucking oracle. If it's just probes, all you do is you turn on your beam, you aim move the ground, and as soon as he starts running probes away, you right-click, A-click, right-click, A-click, right-click, A-click on the ground where the probes are going. So if the probes are going this way, you would right-click, A-click, like right there. Does not have to be on probes. It could just be on the ground. And your oracle will tag whatever is closest to it. And if you right-click, A-click, right-click, A-click, it keeps the oracle moving with the probes and attacking the probes. That is the easiest way to micro this. Number 2, if there is units there that are hostile, all you do is you turn on your beam, and you A-click a probe, and then you right-click after 2 beam hits. You'll practice timing it. It takes about 1.5 seconds to do this. Like you A-click a probe, about 1.5 seconds later, you right-click away. Roughly. Again, you'll get better at it over time. It's a timing thing. Let 2 hits go off and move on. 2 hits go off, move on. 2 hits, move on. That's all you do. And then as soon as you realize you have a choice to make, do I want to kill another probe or do I want to get my oracle out of there and not lose it? You just don't A-click another probe and you run away entirely. That's the 2nd way. That's the medium skill required way to micro this. You do not want to be tagging fucking stalkers with your oracle, basically. The 3rd way to micro this, which is the highest skill required way to micro an oracle, which is high level play. This is how a player who is probably GM will be able to do it. You alternate attack, move, attack, move, attack, move. But what you're doing is when you attack a probe, you tag it once, you then move to keep full momentum going, or like lots of momentum. And then as soon as you attack it here, like you turn on the attack for the oracle here, you attack the probe. And then you immediately, when you attack it like once, you right click up here. So your oracle moves this way. And as it goes from here to like right here now, you re-attack the same probe you just attacked. You move command elsewhere and you re-engage the same probes repeatedly. So you move command, attack the probe, move command, finish the probe. Move command, attack a probe, move command, finish the probe. Move command, attack a probe, move command, finish the probe. You keep rotating around away from his defensive units. It keeps the most speed on your oracle when you micro it like this. You don't lose momentum, but it is the most accurate requiring mouse movements that you have to use though. It's the hardest way to micro an oracle, but it's the most effective way to micro an oracle if you're at that level. Which platinum players, I'm going to say right now, you shouldn't be at that level. You're not. You got more room to improve. You got a lot more room to improve. But that is the best way to micro an oracle. That is the 3rd most difficult way to do it. But it's the most effective if you're avoiding defense and killing workers. And again, once you've kind of successfully done your damage and you get out of there, literally fucking stasis words all day. That's all it is. All day. Stasis words. And you're good to go. And you can be conservative with your oracles too. Kill a couple probes and get out, just like that. We killed 2 probes, we left. There was a this mineral line this time around was very defended. The first time, there was like 7 probes that died before anything really defended it. Because again, we chose to go to the main for the same reason that we stated earlier. But yeah. And then again, we don't have to go through this whole game because we just played it. We make about 10 stalkers and we just go full eco into charge lot, Archon, Immortal, and just focus on that macro. And this has now put us into a nice position in this game where we have a little bit of a lead. We also have defensive stasis wards now we can use with our oracles, which makes our position even. Not only are we ahead in economy and everything and supply, but we have a more defensible position if our opponent walks into a stasis trap. It's going to be really bad news for him. So, yeah, it's just a easier position to deal with if this is how it ends up developing. Anyways, that's the last game, guys, for the coaching lesson. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it makes sense. I know a lot of people, when they open Stargate, they over micro and they try to make, like, for instance, we got our damage done with those oracles. They were still alive as well. But did you see me go in for a third round or a second round of probe kills and a third round of probe kills and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth? No, I didn't keep trying to find oracle probe damage, which if I was a really high level protoss and I'm like, let's say we're playing GM level, then yes, that's totally fine to do that because you can handle macroing while constantly using the oracle. But if we're platinum, don't bother. Just literally do your first round of pressure and then go into stasis wards. That is the best way to use that shit, I would say, for if you're learning how to initially introduce that kind of gameplay into your gameplay. But with that being said, guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. If you guys like this, I have more coaching videos just like this. You can go check them out if you're interested. But good luck. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace out, guys.